Alright, working on the old 1936Y model here, and we're getting down to the real nitty-gritty now, so I just have a few finishing touches and then we can start it. I'm not going to start it today. You'll see it in this video, but it's way too cold out there now, so maybe we'll start it tomorrow. But anyway, I'm still having trouble with this Kickstarter here, so we figured out how it works, and it's just wore out. And I did have somebody contact me and had one, but that deal seemed to have fallen through. So what I did was I got an old starter cup, an old BRIGGS starter cup, and I'm going to take that off of there and put that on there. I had a little dirt bike weld a big nut on there, and then I drilled it out to the size we needed and put a couple of Allen screws, set screws on the side there to hold that in place. And that should be good enough for us to get it started, and not destroy anything in case I ever do come across another starter clutch here. But I am going to put the Kickstarter on and everything, just for looks. And we got it mounted up. We got the board all shellacked up and looking good. And the gas tank, I got the gas tank all painted up, and I made a check valve for it, and even sealed the inside of it with some red coat, so we shouldn't have any problems with that leaking. Even rebuilt this gas cap here so it doesn't leak. Alright, so let me throw you on a tripod, and I'll show you what's going on with this starter. It's pretty interesting. Alright, so let me show you how this thing works. We figured this out. Between me and Mike, we figured it out. More Mike than me, but alright. It was missing a washer, and in the manual it says put the flat side of the washer towards the hub. So I didn't have a washer and didn't know what they looked like, but I came up with one that seemed to serve the purpose. And if you remember, you originally go back to the video where we were trying to figure this out, we thought that this gear would actually indent and grab these teeth and spin it, but that's not how this thing works. Those little holes and everything are just to get this gear to the outside of this piece here. Has nothing to do with engaging it. So actually this washer here, I made it, and it fits exactly in there where it's supposed to, and when that goes on the engine, that keeps it away from that, so there's no way for that to engage in that. So we think that's how that works. But let me show you what's going on here. That actually, the gear actually comes out. It pushes out from the back, and it has this coil spring on here. I don't know what they would call that, a clock spring or a torsion spring or whatever. But what we figured out, and we could be wrong, if somebody knows better, let me know, because like I said, we've never seen one of these. What happens is this little tab at the end, and it don't look like it's broken off or anything, but what that does is when you kickstart this, I think it's supposed to expand that spring, and when that spring expands, it binds up inside this, and that engages the flywheel there and spins it. And what's going on is it's not engaging because we think the inside of this is just too wore out. Mike suggests I try expanding this spring, and see if that works, which I didn't do yet. But let me take you off the stand there, and let me show you what's going on inside this this part here. Alright, hey, check out the inside of this. I'm going to call it a clutch starter, because we don't know what the hell I call it. But let me put the light on there to help you. If you look inside here, you see there are some grooves. I don't think them grooves should be there, but that probably doesn't make much of a difference. But considering how deep them grooves are, if you look towards the front here, it's even more worn out, so it's not even grooved. It's like real smooth, and that's where that would have to engage, not engage, but just be able to expand. And I think there's just too much material missing at the inside of this, and it's not enough to put a shim in there or anything like that. I think if there was any way of repairing that, it would be maybe braze it, you know, put some brass in there and then smooth it out. But I think that would be a big task. But that's where we're at, and I think that's the problem. So I'm gonna try and expand that and see if it works. And because actually all you need is that end tab to grab, and once that grabs, all the rest of them will expand. So that's our theory. We don't know if we're right or wrong or what the deal is, and until I see one, we won't know. But I'm going to put the cup starter on there until we find one of these. Yeah, like I said, I had a line on this, but you know, it fell through. You know, so if anybody has a spare one of these out there and can spare it, you know, let us know. You know, when it's in better shape than ours here. But that's where we're at. So let's continue on. Alright, yeah, I got this all hooked up the way it's supposed to be hooked up, and you'll see if I do it fast. See, right now if you're going like this, it's not doing anything. But if I do it fast, you'll be able to see this move, and when this moves, that hits a little stub there, and that will turn the flywheel. And you'll see, well, if I was in slow motion, you'd be able to see it. You probably won't be able to see it now, but you see, it's actually moving. So that spring is sort of grabbing in there. It just isn't grabbing enough. And that's supposed to be loose like that, you know, so it spins. Okay, I'm gonna try and stretch that spring, and if we can't stretch it, then you know, then we need the whole assembly. All right. Yeah, we stretched that spring, and it seemed to help. It seemed to make it work. Matter of fact, it stretched it so much it was a pain in the balls to get back in there, but we got it in there. And it grabs going this way, and going this way it's loose. I mean, it's tight, but I mean, the more I play with it, the better it gets. So this looks like this is how it's supposed to work. You know, it grabs. You see how it still spins, but right now it's kind of sticky. But I think, like I said, I think the more we use it, the better it's going to get. So that's good. Still going to need a new one though, because you see this top here. There's supposed to be little tabs that hold this in to keep it from disengaging. It looks like something that might be able to get made, but it's quite intricate. These two sides are broken off, and this side here has just one tab holding it on. You see this one's broken off too, and I can see how that'd be a wear point, and I haven't been able to see these. I can't source them anywhere. But like I say, they don't look too difficult to make, but you know. So there you go. Pretty clever, you know. Even Mike said that. He goes, "Man, that's ingenious the way they had that spring expand and engage that. Something as simple as a spring expanding, and they got that to work. Although I can see how they could wear out pretty fast. So." Alright, let's continue on, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but I wanted to encase this in epoxy. This line back is up there. Sorry about that. Yeah, I want to encase this in epoxy before I put any gasoline in it, so it doesn't ruin the paint. Alright, I'll probably do all that tonight, and then tomorrow we'll try and start this baby. Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, working on the old 1936 Model Y Briggs here, and this video has been about 4 weeks in the making now. So the first 10 minutes you're going to see is has already been filmed, and it's all irrelevant because my source for this these parts here and everything pulled through. And it just took a while, you know, because we've had a lot of bad weather across the country, and even here, you know, like we got one of the biggest storms we had in 3 years. So everything was going slow. But like I say, this video has been, by the time it's done, it's probably going to be a month in the making and a lot of editing. So like I say, the first 10 minutes is going to be irrelevant, but it's good information, and I left it in there because it might help somebody, and it's actually pretty interesting. So let me get you a box I just got in the mail, and then we can get some work done on this thing. Alright, yeah, that last, or the first half of the video there was filmed about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and I just got this in the mail. I've been in contact with this guy for that long, and like I say, this just came, and what it is, it's James Green sent this to me, James, and I want to thank you. This is way generous. This is crazy. And what he sent was these here are a couple gaskets for the 5S, 6S, and a couple other engines, maybe the N. I'm not sure about the N, but 5 and 6, so I can use them gaskets. And then he actually sent gaskets for the Y. There's 2 head gaskets for the Y, and these are the side plate gaskets. You know, like they're 2 different ones, 2 different thicknesses. You know, they also serve as a thickness gauge. But they're good. I can use all this stuff. This is all great stuff. Here's the rest of the box here, but let me just get this out of the way here and show you. These are all original Briggs parts. You know, some of them could be as much as 70, 75 years old. Imagine something being on a shelf that long. This here is just a fill plug, original fill plug. Sent me 2 of them. And that'll get used because a lot of times the original plugs get lost, and people just use Allen nuts and stuff like that. And here's 2. I think there's 2 here. Yeah, 2 shrouds for the 5S and the 6S, and possibly other engines. And then here's the original part here. Here's that breather, right? Never used. New old stock breather. This will go on the Model A, I think Model A, Model B, and the Y. But this is the biggie here. This here's the starter clutch. It's amazing how this works. And here's that washer. You know, the washer, I knew it needed a washer, and it had something special about it, and I didn't know what it was. I thought maybe it was concave or convex or something, but let me show you what's so special about it here. Let me turn you a little bit so I can see. Here we go. Oh, turn you back. It's got a lip on there. A very thin lip. I think you would have a tough time trying to make this on a lathe. It's so thin. And what that does is that actually centers that piece in there. You know, and that takes the play out once it's on the shaft. So I really appreciate this, James. It doesn't look like, you know, this small box here, but this small box has probably got a retail value of a couple $100, $300, $400 maybe. Because like I say, even this part here, I was able to find it used, but it would have cost $75. And you know, I just for this channel to put that kind of money into an engine, I can't do that. And see what else you got here. Here's a brass fuel line for dozens of the old Briggs engines. That's pretty cool. All new, old stock. And then he threw in a couple of pencils here. He must have been a Briggs dealer at one time, or a small engine mechanic. That's pretty cool. And then this came from New Mexico. Sent me a little taste of the Southwest there. Some diced green chilies, mild. Good thing it's mild. That's cool. How cool was that? And then a couple other gaskets. But I really appreciate that. Like I said, I couldn't do this stuff if I didn't have all the donations and the help from all the subscribers and the patrons. You know, no way could I do this without the patrons. So I appreciate this. And I don't know. It leaves me speechless sometimes. The generosity of people over the years. Okay. All right. Let me. This video is pretty long, so I'm gonna put all this stuff on the engine and give it a new head gasket and put the starter clutch on it and whatever else it's got to get, and then I'll show it to you and we'll take it out and try and start it. Alright, this video has taken me over a month now to film because of the problems I've run into. So I got this new clutch starter here, and I put it on, put the head gasket on, and the breather over there, so everything's all ready to go. And I tried to start it, and these parts here failed. You see this? These are missing 2 tabs, and this one had 1 tab. And then when I tried to start it, it pulled out and failed, which made that clutch come out, and it wouldn't engage. So I was able to find 2 of these. Now these are actually 2 different part numbers and 2 different pieces, and the only difference is the size of the hole. It would have been nice if I got 2 with a small hole, then I could widen it. But instead, the only thing I was able to find was 2 of these with the big hole. But it's so close. I think it'll work. So let me put this back together and we'll try and start it, and hopefully it stays together and it runs for us. Alright, we'll see after we get this thing all back together. Alright, I got them little clamps on there, and it's all lubed up, and it makes a big difference. You know, that thing's pretty sturdy. See how that's supposed to work now? That holds that thing on, and then when you move this, it actually engages that thing there, and then it comes back. Alright, I'm going to put the housing on. Hopefully we're good to go. Alright, it's the next day, and it's all back together, and it's time. It's time to take it out, and we'll try and start it. But full disclosure here, this is the next day, and yeah, I put it together yesterday, and that's when I was showing you how this spins. And I wanted to see how fast I can get that engine spinning, because you only have maybe about 8 inches here from the back of the kickstart, you know, so you don't have very much room for it to get a good spin. And when I did that, it started, you know, first time, and I shut it down immediately because I'm in the garage, but yeah, that surprised the heck out of me. So we know it runs, but I didn't have it running for any extended period of time, so it should start right up. It is 30 degrees out, so we'll see how that is. And it's been in a cold garage all night. It's still about maybe 40 in here right now. But if you hear a loud bang when I start it, when I try and start it, don't be alarmed, because it's this little titty here on the back of the foot pedal. I got a little bolt down here, so when I do hit it, it doesn't destroy the wood. So you're going to hear a loud bang. So let's take it outside and see what it does. Alright, let's see how it goes. I don't know how that's going to look with the snow behind it, but let's give it a whirl. Sorry about that. Alright, it's running pretty good. It's running on idle though. And I just tried to move the throttle. And I think it's got to come out a little bit. Because if I push it in, it just gets worse. And that's all locked up. Yeah, so I think maybe I'll take it in and try to adjust that throttle a little bit. But I'm happy with it. It's got that nice Briggs chug to it. Sounds like it's missing, but it's not. That's actually steam. That's not smoke. So this will probably run nice once it warms up. Now let me take it inside, see if I can loosen up that throttle a little bit. All right. Yeah, I didn't mess with the throttle at all. I didn't do anything with this. Yeah, this carburetor is a different animal. You know, I'm not used to these things. And hiding behind this nut and everything, there's a. Maybe you can see here. There's the adjustment there, the mixture screw, and that was way in. I'm surprised this thing even started. So I backed that out. I must have backed it out about 2.25 turns, but. Seems to be running pretty good now. Like I said, I didn't do anything with this throttle, you know. So it's gonna run good, but it's not gonna be full throttle. So let's put you back on the tripod and we'll see how it runs. All right, let's give it a try. Leave that open. It's running much better now. That's about as slow as I can get it. But absolutely no smoke coming out of the exhaust or anything. Pretty good. Alright. Yeah, I'd call that a success. Let's bring this inside there and then we'll end this video, alright? Alright. Alright, so there you go. Another one finished. And I really enjoyed this one because it was something different, something I wasn't familiar with. Had enough problems that made it interesting, but not enough problems to really create problems, if you know what I mean. But I want to thank everybody that help with this. You know, I want to thank Tim Daugherty. He's the one that donated this engine to us, and I'll put a link of his channel in the description. He's got a channel. And then our buddy Indiana Mike, he goes by Wrench Guy. He donated some parts for us, and the piece of wood it's mounted on and stuff. And also James Green. He doesn't have a channel, but he's the one that gave us the box of Briggs parts and stuff, and the clutch that we needed. So we appreciate that. And also all the patrons that helped make this possible. You know, if it wasn't for the patrons, I wouldn't be doing this. And sorry it took so long, you know, but you know, this last video, like I said, this last video took over a month. You know, because we had to wait for parts, a couple different parts, you know, and a lot of unforeseen problems that popped up. But we made it. So there you go. Another one in the can, as they say. All right, what do you guys say? Enough of this? All right. Thanks for watching.